Hi everyone, today we had of course the new introduction to the iPhone 14, 14 Plus, 14 Pro and 14 Pro Max. There are some things that I definitely don't want to see anywhere near on our Android devices. Let's discuss of course what we've seen today with Apple, but I'm not going to run over the specifications because basically a lot of it is already told by Apple themselves and most of you probably already know it. I want to discuss 1. The pricing of it, especially in Europe, 2. The eSIM, and of course 3. Why there is an iPhone 14. The Plus makes sense, but the 14 far less so. The Pro is 1359 euros, where the Pro Max is 1459 euros. I'm sorry, but those kind of prices are insane. And the weirdest thing of it is, in the US, the price is 999 for the Pro, and of course 100 more for the Pro Max, with it being 1099. Now, right now, the euro and dollar are pretty much the same in terms of pricing. So why on earth, in Europe, are you paying 300 something more compared to what you are paying in the US? I know, yes, it's a US brand, but let's be fair, the phones are still made in China. So either way, I find it weird that the prices are so much higher. And I saw some comments as well where it was over 1500 for some other people. I'm sorry, but those prices are insane. Now, let's talk also why I think the 14 makes no sense. In terms of the 14, it's pretty much a 13. It's pretty much the same. Yes, there are some slight changes, but if you already have the 13, I would never recommend you to think, I'm gonna get the 14. Heck, the 14 for me makes no sense. I wouldn't have released it at all. The only thing I would have released from the 14 normals is the 14 Plus. The 14 Plus makes sense because for itself, it's of course a bigger phone and a lot of people like bigger phones these days. Hi David, I know you don't. Well, to be fair, you don't like Apple to begin with, which I agree with. But when it comes to that one actually makes sense. The 14, when it's pretty much the 13, doesn't make any sense for me to release at all. Then let's talk about the overhyped dynamic island. Funny enough, by the way, it's still an eye that we've seen on a lot of leaks, but via the display it is blocked. Now the dynamic island of course allows for some features like having your music played via that, and of course your Face ID. It will all have those smooth animations. Quite nicely done, I will have to say, in terms of animations, but overhyped. I feel like it's really overhyped. It's on the top of the display. I feel like that's a weird place to begin with. When you get a call in, it will also be on that dynamic island. For myself, I don't know, and especially in video as well, I think actually that don't come at me all at once, but I actually think that the notch looks better when you are watching a video compared to having, of course, that pill shape cut out. I don't know, in video it just looks weirder. It just definitely looks like a cutter in the screen, where with the 14 or, well, with the notch design, it looks like you get a little bit of extra screen, if that makes sense. It's just a visual thing where I feel like the perspective of having something on the other side of it, where there's a cut, just makes it feel more of an obtrusive kind of effect. Then I want to discuss the biggest thing of this release, the eSIM problem. They actually removed the SIM slot. And that's a horrible idea. It's a horrible idea. For instance, imagine, right? You're on vacation, you're going outside. For instance, you're from America, because I think in Europe you still actually get the SIM slot. But you are coming from America and you're going to Europe. How are you going to use it? Are you going to buy a prepaid eSIM, which isn't a thing as far as I know currently? It's just weird. I know you can activate more eSIMs, but I find it really weird. Not to mention, what if you're gonna switch from phone? Do you then need to wait for a SIM card to come in? I find it a really weird approach to have the eSIM only. Having a SIM card slot just makes sense, especially if you for some reason need to switch. If you for some reason are outside of your own country and you need to put that inside, it doesn't make any sense. And the problem is that I know a lot of phone brands will actually follow this same approach. Samsung will, without a doubt, release a video or a Twitter or whatever and say, ha, at least we still have the SIM slot. And they are going to follow suit in a few years, where the eSIM is the only thing, because Samsung has a tendency to make an ad or make a tweet where they say, well, we actually still have that feature, and then at the same time but moveset feature, headphone jack, charger included, and of course your micro SD. All removed while they made fun of Apple for not having it. Curious, how long will it take Samsung to do it? Either way, let me know what you think about this iPhone 14 series release, and what do you think about the prices, which for me, I'm like, that's kind of insane that you have to pay that much for a phone like that. You can get foldables for close to that price. Yeah, anyway, let me know what you think about this release, and of course, what do you think about this whole eSIM debate, and of course, what do you think about the dynamic islands cutout? I'm just gonna call it a cutout. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this short video about the releases of course, the new Apple series, and talk to you guys in the next.